All right. So, greetings, everyone. Thank you so much for joining today's session on UiPath Insights. We are really excited to give you an overview of UiPath Insights and how it can enhance your RPA deployment, optimization, and scaling efforts. Right. So, moving with the slides that we have prepared for you. So, today's session is focusing on driving success with data, exploring the power of UiPath Insights. Right. So let me just quickly introduce myself. So my name is Umesh Dutt Sharma, and I'm working currently as RPA Tech Lead with the Silicon Partners. And I have my co-speaker with me, Deepti.
Hello, everyone. My name is Deepti, and I'm currently working as RPA developer in Silicon
Hello,
Partner.
Yeah, thank you. So moving to the agenda for today's session. So the session's agenda is to give you an overview of UiPath Insights and who is it for, right? And then we will describe the importance of UiPath Insights and how it benefits in measuring automations. We will also outline its key features, including standard dashboards, customization, report sharing, alerts, and what's new with UiPath Insights. Then we will also have some quick demos to show how standard dashboards can be used and customized as needed. At last, we will have some Q&A, and we will be happy to answer any questions you may have. So, starting with Insights overview. So to begin with, let's have a look at what UiPath Insights is. So UiPath Insights is a comprehensive tool that helps you measure, optimize, and scale your RPA efforts. So it provides the data and insights needed to ensure your automation processes are efficient, effective, and aligned with your business goals, right? So let's first talk about measuring your RPA deployment. So UiPath Insights provide powerful tools to track and measure the utilization, performance, and accuracy of your robots. We can also monitor how efficiently these robots are being used and identify any underutilized resources, like if any robots are not utilized fully or if there are any bandwidth available. The platform also follows you to visualize process level automation trends through embedded dashboards and forecastings. This means you can see real-time data on how your automation processes are performing and make informed decisions to improve efficiency. Next, let's discuss about optimizing your RP processes. So UiPath Insights enable you to track and analyze business outcomes, guiding process improvement initiatives. By understanding the impact of your automation on business results, you can identify areas of improvement and ensure your processes are as efficient as possible. Moreover, you can share these business-specific insights with stakeholders across your organization. So it also fosters a culture of continuous improvement and transparency within the organization. Lastly, UiPath Insights helps you scale your RP implementation effectively. It aligns your automation strategy and investments with business expectations. This alignment ensures that your RP efforts are not just technically sound, but also aligned with the strategic goals of your organization as well. By doing so, you can justify and prioritize RP investment, making sure they deliver maximum value to your business. So this means, UiPath Insights can be really helpful if you're looking to scale up your existing automation and want to deliver maximum values. Right. So moving to the next slide, which is measuring RP success. So, all right. So we will now discuss about how measuring RP success can be beneficial to the organization, right? So we will dive into why measuring automation is crucial and how we can effectively measure it. So bringing time and money savings along with productivity gains to any business can be transformative. This is where measuring automation becomes essential. Demonstrating the potential of automation requires the ability to measure your deployment and predict its expansion. Key performance indicators or KPIs play a vital role in this process. So without KPIs, it's really challenging to showcase the benefits of automation to stakeholders. With automation performance metrics in place, we can highlight where automation has the most impact. We can plan future iterations. We can track our return on investment. So automation analytics spans across two types of metrics. One is operations KPI and other is business KPIs. Operational KPIs contain information related to execution of automation itself, but they don't include things like money saved or time saved because that is a part of business KPIs. Right? So example of operational KPIs include robot errors, robot utilization, success rate, duration, and utilization. Right. So on the other hand, business KPIs link with what happens in RPA deployment to how it benefits the business. So these are metrics we use to grow and scale RPA in organizations. Business KPIs might include ROI, which is return on investment, and then this also includes hours saved and money saved, and the process outcomes. We'll discuss more about this in our upcoming slides. So let's continue with the next slides, which is about who it is for. So who are the users who can benefit from UiPath Insights? So since UiPath Insights, it's an end-to-end analytics solution for users across an entire organization. So business users that need to define, track, measure, share, process KPIs and business outcomes, right? So it includes business analysts, process and business owners, executive leadership, and others. Automation Center of Excellence users with an interest in a holistic view of RPA deployment. This includes RPA CEO lead, RPA developers, solution architects, business analysts, project managers, and others, right? So different stakeholders have different objectives with regards to tracking and measuring RPA. Thus, when building insight dashboards, we should take into account the goals, needs, and tools required by each strategic persona throughout the automation journey. So moving to the next slide, which is about having a high-level understanding of how the UiPath Insights work. So this diagram shows the key data points around operation and business metrics. The orchestrator and robot data is ingested into insights in real time, and we can create a dashboard on specific operational and business data points. When you enable insights on a tenant, any historical data that is present in the orchestrator database will be ingested and available in insights within a few minutes. So let's talk about different key data points and what's the use of these data points. Talking about errors first. So for any unexpected exceptions, like the application launch fails or if it is under maintenance, it's important to track any errors and the reason behind them, right? So it is already a part of the robot logs that is available. When you look back at the trends over time, you will be able to see the pattern and take any action to remedy them. And this is where UiPath Insights can really help. The next is robot utilization. And this is where we can keep track of how long the robots have worked each day, because it is really important to have a capacity planning as well. Robot utilization shows if the robots could work, if there are any bandwidth available. A low daily utilization rate means we can give more work to the robot, we can deploy more processes, while a high daily rate might indicate that automation backlog might happen very soon. In case of a high utilization rate, it's most likely time to add more robots to distribute the workload and purchase more license as well. Right. Talking about success rate, so this goes without saying, but an automation that fails isn't all that useful, right? So that's why tracking the success rate is so important. So it's surprising and might sound counterintuitive that success rate around 100% would mean that some failures are not being correctly tracked, or the bot is failing somewhere, but it's marking it as success. So that is why it's really important to build those robots with best practices as well. Talking about duration, similar to the success rate, these are often misconceptions about process duration. It's really exciting to see that a process ran super quickly. It completed everything in fraction of minutes or seconds, right? But a shorter runtime might mean that an automation might have failed as well. So duration is definitely a key point when talking about the measures as well. Next is ROI. So ROI is a part of business KPIs that we discussed earlier. So you will want to think of automation ROI in terms of at least two perspectives, including money saved and time saved, right? So let's say your business is dependent on a lot of time-intensive processes, like manual data entry from PDFs. The speed with which employees can process and enter information is limited, even if they are master typists, right? If they are very fast at what they do. So sure. So we will assume, let's take 15. Let's suppose it takes 15 minutes to process each PDF. So with RP, this kind of manual data entry can be done within few seconds, right? So and not only this will increase the number of PDF process per day, but you can also free up a lot of employees to focus on the more productive work. So the hours spent by an employee have a cost as well, usually higher than what we have for robots. And during a high demand period, this can be really expensive to compensate employees for, right? So in such cases, we might pay quite extra for the overtime work that they do. But robots, however, are scalable. So when those labor intensive periods come up, we can automate the manual work through robots and utilize those savings in other areas as well. So talking about how long a process would take. So it becomes really easy to calculate the time saved by automation if we know how much time the person is taking it manually and how much time the bot is taking, right? So we can do the same thing to find financial saving by attaching a monetary value like to an employee's time, like how much they are charging it for hourly pay rate, right? So these data points really becomes important when we talk about ROI, like what is the hourly charge that the employees are taking and what is the manual effort that is being put and how much duration the bot is taking to perform the same step, right? So process outcomes, if you talk about process outcomes, so this is really helpful when since RPA is used to get rid of repetitive human task, right? So knowing what robots have accomplished for the business is really important. So every automation is supposed to achieve something. So knowing and defining that goal is really important. Building on our previous example of manual data entry from PDF, let's take one of the most common process outcomes, invoice processing. So you would most likely want to offer more competitive SLAs and aim to reduce the amount of time it takes for an invoice to be processed from the moment it received to when the amount is paid to the vendor. With RPA, we can easily track how long it takes at each step. And this is where we will have a look at the metrics, and we will be covering the same scenario in our example as well in the upcoming slides. So in a fully automated enterprise, the success of RPA implementation cannot be measured by operational KPIs alone. And that is where having a business KPIs helps to demonstrate the true value of RPA to the businesses. Right. So moving to the next slide, and this is where we will discuss about the agenda for today. So these are the key points, key features that we will be covering in this session, which includes discussing about dynamic dashboards. We will have a quick demonstration of ROI, robots, processes, and queues dashboard. And along with that, we will also show how these dashboard and reports can be shared with business stakeholders at a scheduled basis so that they can keep track of how the bots are working and how the utilization is being used, right? And then we'll also cover the custom alerts. And this is where we will see if anything is failing, anything is beyond the threshold value for any specific process or queue. The insights can create an alert at the real time for IT support or RP support team to have a look at it and quickly fix the issues. Then we will also discuss about definable KPIs where we will be customizing, creating a dashboard and ROI variables as well, which will help us to track like how much time and money is saved along with the number of FTEs who are working on the specific process. Deployment option. So deployment option, we will not be covering this part as of now because it's already, so we are using cloud version of Insights, right? So on-premise, if you want to learn more about how the UiPath Insights can be installed on on-premise and how it is different than the cloud one, you can follow the documentation link, which is available on UiPath official documentation page. At last, we will also discuss about forecasting, where we can create a projection based on the historical data that is available. It requires at least 12 months of data to be available in the orchestrator for us to create a forecast or projection based on the historical data. Along with this, we will also discuss about what's new in the UiPath Insights, which includes integration with the document understanding, integration with Automation Hub, Action Center, and then how the real-time monitoring can really help us with a lot of things, uh, just to review it at a very detailed level as well. So this is in preview right now, but we will have a quick look at that as well. All right, so moving to the next slide, which is business ROI dashboard. And this is where we will quickly get started with the demonstration of how our business ROI dashboard can help us find the money and time saved, right? So I know, I mean, it's been the theoretical part till now, but now since we have reached to a level of understanding that what are the different dashboards that are available, we'll quickly see how we can create an existing templates that are there in UiPath Insights, right? So to begin with, let's start with business ROI dashboard first. So to use the ROI dashboard, we need to define the KPIs or ROI data set as discussed earlier. And configuring the ROI dataset requires Insights access as an admin. So you must have an admin access to create ROI dataset. And for this, let me just quickly share. The Insights dashboard first for you, right? So you see, I'm at the Insights portal right now. And this is where you see the UiPath templates that are available. So it includes a lot of templates which are already provided from UiPath. We can just simply copy it to our dashboard and then we can start utilizing it. So since you're talking about ROIs, so we need to click on in the three dots here, we need to configure a ROI data set first. If I click on this, this is where you will see that the default is set as processes, and the default column that we received as a part of ROI dataset is only manual time and hourly cost. So I have added a new column, which is FTEs. We can just simply delete it. We can rename it. And we can also add a new column. So there is only a limitation of up to 10 columns we can add for ROI dashboards. Right. So I have added one more column, which is a custom column. And if you look at the number of processes that I have, so these are all the invoice processing bot, right? Invoice processing. And these are the different stages in the invoice processing automation. So based on the business KPIs that are defined, so currently when before or pre-RP, I would say, how much time the business users used to take to perform this particular step, we can configure the manual time that used to take. And then what was the hourly cost for each process or each step, and the number of business users who are working for each step. We can configure the data set as per our need, as per the KPIs that we have, as per the data points that we received from the business users. So once we do that, once we configure the ROI data set, we can just simply go to the business ROI template, which is already available. I can just simply click on this. I can copy this ROI dashboard to my dashboards. And then once I do this, it will create this copy for me And this is where I can also edit the dashboard as per the customization as needed. So it takes some time to load it for the first time. So as you can see, it has copied the complete dashboard. Since I want to filter it only for the invoice processing folder, I can just simply select the one where I have invoice processing bots deployed. And once I refresh it, I'll be able to see the updated values, which are specific to invoice processing. Right. So if we already created the data set, we can just, let's suppose if you want to add the number of FTEs as well, because right now it has not included a number of FTEs because the default customization, the default formula that we have for.
Phone କଣ ଖରାପ ହେଇଯାଇଛି ଶୁଣା ଯାଉନି କିଛି
Sorry, is there any question? All right, so maybe we can
No, Miss,
move
please
ahead.
go ahead.
All right, so all right, so in order to add the FTEs as well as a part of this time saved tile, we can edit the dashboard. We can just simply go to the tile that needs some update, because I'll just quickly show you what I'm talking about. So the formula that is currently there for this tile does not include number of FTEs. It is only considering the manual work or manual time it took and the hourly cost, nothing else. So if you see, right, so right now total time saved for all the processes, if I click on the edit, it will share that it only provides the total time saved, but there is no option to have number of FTEs who are working on this process, right? So for this, what I need to do is I need to go to all fields. Since this is a part of jobs or process, I can just simply select for process manual values, and this is where I can see the columns that were created as a part of ROI dataset. I can select the FTEs column because that is what we will gonna use to multiply the time saved with the number of FTEs. Right? So if I multiply this with the number of FTEs, I'll get the updated value of the time saved, because earlier it was not considered as a part of time saved KPI. So if I run it, I'll be able to see the updated values along with, so this, it has multiplied the total time saved with FTs, and this is what the updated values look like after we update the FTs. So this is how we can configure custom ROI data set. We can create it based on the requirements that we received, right? Or the current situation of the business users, right? So we can do that. And if you see, we also get the money saved, and we can filter it out based on the requirements. So let's suppose if you want to have a look at how much time and money is saved for this year, we can just simply filter it out, and then it will update the values for us. So we get the details for each process level. This is what it has saved for in just the invoice processing for this year, right? So moving to a scenario, right? So let's suppose we want to also share a report to business stakeholders at a weekly basis. So what we can do is, since we have already updated the dashboard, we can also schedule a delivery of the complete dashboard data at a particular time to different stakeholders. To do that, we're going to click on the three dots here. We can click on the schedule delivery, right? And then we can name it anything. And then if you want to keep it weekly, right? So we can keep it, we can update the values as required. And this is where we can provide the email addresses as well. And the business users can be external as well. So they do not need to be a part of this organization or at orchestrator level. Even if they are not a part of cloud platform, they will still be able to receive these reports as a part of the review, right? So we can select the format, we can filter it out again. So this has put the default configuration of filters that we have applied. And then we can also add email body over here in the advanced options. So let's suppose I just want to test it for now, like how the dashboard will look like if I have to send this report to business owners. right? So I have just tested it now. I'm expecting I should receive an email in some time in my inbox from Insights Cloud. And once I receive this, I'll just quickly share that with you all in some time. Let's wait for this. All right, so I have received the email from Insights. If you see, so this is what I have just received from Insight Cloud. And it has a PDF file as an attachment from the Insights dashboard that we just created. Right. And this is what it looks like. So we can schedule this report sharing as and when required to share it with the business stakeholders. All right, moving to the next slide, which is robots dashboard. So robots dashboard can really help us to track the utilization of the robots that are currently deployed in production. It helps to identify the capacity planning as well. So a low, like we already discussed, right? So a low utilization rate can mean that we can deploy more processes to that specific robot so that that can be utilized very effectively. And similarly, if any robot has high utilization, that means it has already been overburdened with the processes, and we might have to look for another license or another robot to distribute the workload so that it becomes optimum utilization. Right. So if let's quickly have a look at robot utilization dashboard as well. So we can just simply go to the UiPath templates again, and so this is where we can find the robot and machine, and it can give us the utilization, like how is the utilization of robot look like. Then we can customize it as and when we need it. It's really easy to customize the dashboard with the information that is available. Right, so it has provided us the details from the last 30 days, and we can see it is underutilized. So there is still a lot of scope to deploy more processes for this bot. So this is what it looks like, and we can definitely this helps us to get the total, to get the understanding how the robots are being utilized, right? All right, so that's about the robot dashboard. Moving to the next slide, which is processes dashboard. And this is where I would let Deepti take the control, and Deepti will share the details from here on. So over to you, Deepti.
Thank you, Umesh. Let's talk about what is process dashboards. So the process dashboards are the template which displays an overview of status and execution details of automation executed through orchestrator and assistant. It is like clear, organized view of how well your automated tasks are performing. Provides highlights on metrics such as the runtime of your processes, and their success rate, as well as details on the error encountered. It also shows you important details like which tasks are running smoothly and which one might have problem. This helps team to quickly see what's going right and where they might need to make improvements to keep everything running smoothly. So 100% success rate in UiPath suggests that you might not be capturing all the errors that occur during your automated processes. Coming to the next slide. So what challenges we are facing? When automation encounter more errors than usual, it becomes harder to achieve their intended task successfully. This drop success rate means the tasks are failing more often than before, causing delays and potential impacting productivity. In such situations, identifying and fixing the root causes of these errors become crucial to restore the efficiency and reliability of the automated process. And the second challenge we face is where the success rate of automation has dropped significantly. The main issue is figuring out which specific tasks or process are failing and understanding why they are failing. This helps in fixing those problems so the automated task can run smoothly again. So for the solution, we need to look at a process dashboard. So you can see basically this is the process dashboard, or this is the top 10 process with faulted job widget. Currently, we have two processes here, and if we hover to any one of them, we can see more to it. And if we click on the highest faulted job process, it will filter out the dashboard on that selected process. You can see the change. See, the dashboard changed according to the three-way match process, and it's showing the details of that related process. And if we scroll down, here we can see the error widget. Here we view the most common error reason and take action on it. So basically, this whole template is all about the deployment health. You can see quick measure like number of processes that have run, total suspended time, average runtime, as well as any longest job. And also you can see success rate of your automation. Now let's discuss about what custom variable in this process dashboard. For that, we need to copy the dashboard from here because we cannot add a dashboard from here. We need to copy this, and to copy, we just need to click on the copy option and then give some name to it. And now open the copied dashboard. So it's opening now. See, it takes some time. So to open the custom variable, we just need to click on these three dots. And this menu is visible if you are an admin, and if you are not an admin, you will only see the dashboard option. Now go to the config custom variable. Here you can add any of the custom variable. Suppose we added this, and when we save and give some data type to it, and when we save it, this will automatically reflect to the dashboard. And we can use it for new widget, or we can add it to any of the existing widget. So once you have done with the changes, you can also coming back to the home now. And if when you make all the changes and you want to share this dashboard with your tenant, basically a tenant is everyone who has access to Insight. Like currently Umesh is able to see all my dashboard available in tenant. So for that, you just need to click on the copy icon. Here you can see share to tenant option. And if you share it here, it will automatically start available in tenant tab. We have this tenant tab over here. Coming to the next slide. So what is Q dashboard? Coming to the next slide now. What is Q dashboard? The Q inside Q dashboard gives you clear view of all your tasks and transaction. It shows how many tasks are successfully completed or have issues and why those issues happened. You can see where each task is in its journey, whether it's waiting to start, being worked on, or already finished. It also tells you how long tasks take a process on average in each queue. So you can see if things are running smoothly or need improvement. Now, if you notice more tasks coming in each day, it would slow down your automated processes, like having more work than your robot can handling quickly. To keep everything running smoothly, you might need to adjust how your robot work or add more capacity. This dashboard helps your teams to manage their work better and make sure everything keeps running efficiently. So let's have a look into the Q dashboard. It's in the second tab. I've already copied. So these are the number of transaction and the number of queue, and you can see the status of the queue. And lastly, we have the exception, same in the process dashboard. So let's create one dashboard. Take some time to load sometimes. So for that, we first need to add it the dashboard and go to the add and then visualization. So we are working on queue dashboard, so we will be selecting queues. So these are the dimensions, and you can see measures below. So measures are the field based on function like sum, average, minimum, or maximum. And the dimensions are groupable field that can be used to filter query results like an attribute or a fact. So I'm going to select, so before that I have to add one customized data. So as we already discussed in the process dashboard, but here we are using a queue tab to select one custom data here. We are using queue entry. So you can see it's already selected here, and this will automatically reflect in our dashboard. And we will be using this custom data to create one widget for it. Coming back to the dashboard. Add it. Add visualization. Selecting queues. Search for queue entry here. Now selecting total queue item. And click to the run. And if we click to run, it will create one dashboard, one widget. We can also change the graph. We can use any of these graphs. See, we have so many options for creating graphs. Currently, I'm using pie graph. So here you can see all the details. One is direct to queue and the other is through Action Center. But we can filter this from here. Selecting the queue entry and now filter it with direct to queue and through Action Center. Now run it. This will show only the relevant data. You can also edit it from here. You can change the color. Like if you want to give direct to queue red color, just select red. And if you want to give through Action Center some other color, like you want to select blue, you can select blue. And if you hover to it, you can also see the count of the number of queue item direct to queue and number of queue item through Action Center. So this is how you can create a new widget. You can give some name to it. And click to save. This is how you can create one widget. And now coming to the next. So what are shareable reports and custom alerts? We have seen how we can view and extract a lot of information using UI Insight user interface. But what if we want to stay informed without opening Insight? Fortunately, you can define and manage alerts. These can be set for any widget in any dashboard. Again, going to the dashboard. Here, if you hover to the top right corner to the widget, not showing here. Oh, I need to edit it again. Let's save it once and then try it again. No. It usually show the bell icon at the top right corner of the widget. It's showing in the queue. So okay. As we hover to the alert sign is appear in the right top corner in the shape of a bell. So we can do it. Coming to the alert section, once the condition in the middle chosen, let's input the control value, suppose 30. And the next session is about the recipient. So when the given condition is met, an alert will be sent through email. Currently, it's showing my email address, but we can also add other user if we want to. We can also set the frequency, when can the alert send, and it can be monthly, weekly, daily, or even minute. And then we can set the time. Now save, and you immediately get the confirmation of the newest alert. So let's check the scheduled delivery now. Insight makes it easy to share dashboard directly with the user by allowing you to send your reports via email and at specific time or recurring basis. You can pick the recurrence of the schedule, pick the time. You can go to the top right corner and click the schedule delivery. Here you can give the destination. Currently it's selecting email. By default it is selecting email, but you can change it to other also. You can add or edit any existing filters and create a message with the PDF that we will be sent out and pick the delivery time zone. You can also send a CSV or a PNG. This is how you can share the dashboard with people outside through scheduled delivery. Now, Umesh, could you please update us on what's new with the UiPath Insight?
Sure, Aditya. So talking about what new features are there in UiPath Insights, right? So right now, real-time monitoring is currently in public preview, and we will be quickly having a look at it, how it look like, how it is different than the regular dashboard that we have. And then we'll also cover the integrations that are available with Automation Hub, Action Center, and document understanding, and how to enable that. So we'll quickly have a look at it. And since we already discussed about forecasting, we'll also see how we can forecast, how we can create a trend line, or how we can create a forecast as well. So let's start with the platform integrations first. So for this, let me just quickly share my screen. So there are total 3 integrations that are currently available. This is not enabled by default. So we will have to enable it by ourselves by navigating to each specific application, or I would say to each product of UiPath, including. So let me just share my screen first. All right, so I have shared my screen, and if you see, I created a recording of how the integrations can be done with different. So I'll just quickly show you. So let's talk about the integration with Automation Hub, right? So for that, we have to go to the Automation Hub. When we click on Admin Console, we will see a option to do an integration with Insights and the platform setup. And this is where you can just enable or disable it. And this will be all done. So you will see the Automation Hub dashboards as well available in the Insights portal. This is where we can enable the Action Center configuration to connect with Insights. And this is where we can just simply go ahead and update this. Talking about document understanding, we also have an integration available now with document understanding. You can just simply go to the tenant profile. And then this is where you can enable the Insights dashboard integration with document understanding. And this will automatically it will automatically copy all the data that is there in any of these services, right? So talking about, let me just quickly show you what are the different dashboards that are currently available. Right. So if I go to UiPath template, so this is where you can see that document understanding templates are currently in preview, but you can quickly enable and start using this to see how your document understanding projects are working. And then actions. So this is what enables, when we enable the actions integration, this is what we see here, right? And then Automation Hub templates are also available, if you see. So these are only available once we enable the integration with a specific product of UiPath. Right. So this is all about integration, and since we also want to have a look at real-time monitoring, and I'll just quickly share how we can create a real-time monitoring dashboard as well. Right. So when we go to Insight, so real-time monitoring dashboard is only available if you have opted for it, right? So this is what we see in UiPath Insights dashboard. You will see an option for real-time monitoring. And these are the default templates which are available. So we cannot change it as of now, but you can just, the details that it have is really helpful, and you can You can see the real-time data being synced with UiPath Orchestrator in real time. So this really helps in debugging or having a proactive approach of monitoring. Right. So I can just set it to 7 days and refresh. So it will give us the data in real time. So it will update every we can configure it like how soon we want to update it, but it usually refreshes every few seconds. Right. So we can get all the details related to the processes or queues or robots in real time. So these are all the real time data that is available here. For others, for other dashboard that we covered earlier, so the sync time is around, I guess, 20 minutes or something. So that is not the real time data, but still, so this is what is coming up, real time monitoring, which is really helpful, right? So talking about forecasting now, which is again a very good features which can help us to identify how the trend line, how the future report or state will look like for any of the process. So for this, I'll just quickly go ahead and I'll create I'll click on process, and then we can quickly create a forecast as well for any of the widget. So I think I already have this here, so maybe let's quickly create this. So there is this forecast feature which you can use, and this can really help us to create uh, a forecasting of based on the data which is historically available. And if you click on the enter period, let's suppose for next 7 months or next 7 days, we want to see how the data will look like, how the report will look like. We can just enable this, and it will give us the forecasting as well. So that's it about on the insights, the new features that are available, including real-time monitoring and integration with Automation Hub, Action Center, and document understanding. Right. So if you let's quickly jump to the next slide, and then we will have a Q&A where we will I guess we have a lot of questions in the chat, so we will try to answer that, and if there are any other questions, we'll try our best to answer all the questions. And you can also find more about UiPath Insights on the UiPath Academy. There's a blog series which is available on UiPath Community forum. And then there is also the UiPath Insights documentation, which is available, which has a lot of updated details available, and you can get a lot of details around this. So that's about it from the session. And now we are open to have any questions that you might have. And we'll pick questions one by one from the chat as well. All right, so I guess, so question from Srinivas is the ROI calculated for a month or year? So based on the requirement, right? So it can be created for a month or a year. So like you see, there was a filter available. So earlier it was created for quarterly, right? And then we filter it out for a year as well. So there's an option available. We can just filter it out based on the requirement. So question from Prasad is, what is the hourly cost unit? So hourly cost unit is the amount the business users or whoever is doing the process manually is taking per hour, right? To perform those particular steps, which the bot is also doing, right? So it has to be exactly the same steps, because otherwise, if there's anything out of scope which is not available in bot, but the person is doing, so that means you will have to tweak the hourly cost unit to an extent where it matches what the bot is doing. And if you talk about unit, right? So unit is something which you can configure, right? So let's suppose in our case, we kept it as just, these are just the numbers. So if you want to have it in a local currencies, you can just update the value that you want to have. Let's suppose if you want to have a ROI unit for hourly cost in INR, you can keep it as 86, right? 86, or maybe let's suppose 100 rupees an hour or something. Right, so you can update it there, and the results that you will get will be based on that unit itself, the number itself that you provided. Right. So in our case, it was USD. So next question that we have is, yes, okay. I think Antakji already answered for some of them. Thanks. So license cost is not considered. This is separate because that is a part of because it can vary, right? What license we procure. So the license cost is not involved in this. I have a question from Prashad as well. I have two processes for which the job finishes with success status, but is actually failed. So Prashad, I guess you might be using RE framework for this, and there is an option in RE framework there's an option where you can mark the job as failed if it is not successful. So let's suppose if you have enabled this this variable value, irrespective of what the bot has successfully processed or not, the status of the bot will always be successful in orchestrator. And that is where you can change it. But so it all depends how you design the bot. So you have to do the proper exception handling and everything, so that if something happens, you have to throw the business exceptions, you have to take care of system exceptions really well. So, and that is where you will get the best out of insights as well. Otherwise, if the design of the bot is not done correctly, we will never get the actual results. We'll never get the actual data that is needed to create the ROI or to see the utilization or anything else. So it has to be as per the standard best practices. So I guess another question from Srinivas was, there was so many minutes per long. Yeah. So in case, so there's a I would say a drawback right now, which is for any long running jobs, which includes suspended jobs, right? So there are some cases where we put a human in the loop to review some action center task. And if that action center task is been kept in the queue for more than, let's suppose, 1 day or around 30 days, it will be counted as suspended time. And that is where it also reflects in the insights dashboard. And I think in upcoming fixes or releases, we will see some areas where we can have the total time taken by the bot, excluding the suspended time, because suspended time is not exactly the time where the bot has worked. So definitely suspended time is something where we use in long running processes, which includes action center or human in the loop. All right. You need to buy a separate license for UiPath Insights. So yes, you can reach out to UiPath sales team for this, and there is a 60 days trial that you can enable if you are an enterprise user. So under license tab, you will find something called trials or something that are available. You can enable it for 60 days. You can have a look at it if you find it very useful. You can reach out to UiPath Insights to procure a license for this. So yes, there is a separate license that is required. So next question is, without license cost, how can we calculate the saving cost only based on FTE cost? Right. So this is something which have to be done outside of this, because ROI, because see, the ROI that we are creating is only specific for one bot or one process, right? The dashboard that we created. But the license code is for the whole setup. So it includes n number of robots or processes that are running. So we have to keep an account as well, like how many processes are running, and based on that we can make adjustment to like the license cost and what's the total time and money saved. So yeah, in our case, we only focused on one specific process and what is the ROI out of it. So that's why license cost is definitely not going to not going to be any use for this one. So next question is, can we also list and show item level data in queues? So yes, we can show item level data as well. But for this, you will have to add, please correct me if I'm wrong. So item level data means not the header level, but something which we have at the line level, right? So I think this question is from Atul.
Sorry, can you repeat that, Umesh?
So Atul, I think you asked a question that can we also list and show item
Yeah,
level
so
data
it's
in
about like
queues?
when we have transaction items in the queues, we put down some data into the queues, right?
Right.
Input data that is items. So can we list
Right.
down that data as well and put a chart or?
Yeah, exactly. So this is what Dipti showed, right? So by default, there are, so whatever fields that are available in queue, right? That is by default available in Insights. So when you go to Insights and create a dashboard for queue, and then when you have a look at what the data is available, you will find all the columns that are available there. It will automatically be available there for you.
No, so that
But
I can see the transaction times and everything, processing time, processing status, everything is there. But
yes,
I didn't
yes.
see any provision to list down the input data, like, which we generally fetch using specific content, right? The data that we are loading to the queue. Can we also show that? Because I don't see any columns here over there.
Okay, you want to show the data that is there for that
That is loaded in
queue.
the queue. Yeah, that is in the queue.
Got it. Okay. So I guess for this you might have to go with the custom variables option, I guess, in that case, because custom variables something which we can have. So whatever data that you are feeding to queue, you can have it in a custom variables section as well, and then you can create a dashboard out of it.
Yeah, the requirement here, it was like to give a view to the client, that okay, what data actually came into the picture and how many transaction items have been processed, like in a tabular form, so that they can also, like, instead of sending a summary over the mail and everything, we can just give them the dashboard. Okay, this is the data that came to the queue, and this has been processed successfully or unsuccessfully. So that's where, like, so you mentioned that custom is only the option over there.
Custom is one of the option, I would say, and then I think depending on the scenario that you are mentioning, maybe you can reach out to me, Atul, on my LinkedIn. I'll also share my LinkedIn profile over here, and then I can guide you in how we can do this, how this can be achieved.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. I think the last question that we have is from Santosh, that can UiPath Insights data can be accessed through APIs for external application? All right. That's a good question. So there is no actually API that is available, but there is an option available for us to export the data to, let me just quickly show you where it is. Right. So when you go to services that are available for you, let's suppose if we want to go to production and then the services, there's an option to real-time data export configuration. And this is where you can just simply configure it to export it to any of the like for event hubs or AWS SQS. And then this is where you can export and use it in your external business intelligence tools, including like Elasticsearch or Kibana, or maybe I guess Power BI as well. So you can use it further, but there is no API that is available as such. But you can export the data from UiPath Insight services for the specific tenant.
Got it. Thanks. Thanks, Umesh.
Thank you. So I guess that was it. So I don't see any other questions. So we can move to the next slide. And we have few upcoming sessions with UiPath Community Daily Insights chapter. And this is where you can see we have upcoming session on exploring UiPath autopilot feature for test manager. And then we have another session on July 4th, which will be on UiPath communication mining with document understanding. So this is really helpful if you are a UiPath test automation developer or someone from the solution architect or developer, right? As well as if you want to leverage communication mining in your projects, if you want to see the potential use cases, you can just join RSVP to these sessions, and we are looking forward to see you there as well. I think I can see hands raised from Sandeep Raya. So Sandeep, do you have any questions?
Yeah, hi Umesh.
Yeah, hi Sandeep.
Umesh, my question is that the UiPath Insight looks like Power BI. So can you tell me the advantage in comparison of Power BI?
Yes, sir. So since UiPath Insight it's a under the family of product of UiPath products, right? So there's already a default integration that is available with Orchestrator, document understanding, automation hub, or action center that we just saw. So there we don't have to do any integration between these applications. It is already there. But if you talk about Power BI, because the same capabilities are available in Power BI as well, it is also a visualization tool where we can create such dashboard for reporting purposes. But if we talk about integration, right? Because since UiPath, all these products are related to a different family of products, but Power BI is a part of Microsoft product, right? So there's no direct integration that is available. So you will have to get the data exported, and then you will have to make connections in the Power BI and then ingest the data there. So there's a lot of dependencies, I would say, but I would say there is no difference as such when we talk about visualization and how we can create the dashboard and alerts and all. So I hope that answers your question.
Okay. Thank you.
So that's it from today's session. Really want to thank each and everyone, all the participants for joining this session. We are looking forward to have you for upcoming sessions as well. And thank you for all the attention that you have paid in this session. Anything from your side, Mukesh?
Thank you, Deepti and Umesh, for this wonderful session. I have just a request, right? So people who have attended session and you find this insightful, please feel free to share it across your network so that people in your network are also aware that yes, there is some session which is going on. Even if you just register and let's say you're not able to join, you also get the recording of this session. So feel free to register for the upcoming session, and any feedback about the sessions, anything, just feel free to reach out to the speaker or to myself. And in case you also want to be part of the speakers in such session, you have to reach out to any one of us and we should be happy to accommodate you, right? So yeah, feel free to post about your learnings, sessions, everything, whatever you learned today. Yeah. Okay. Okay, if no more questions, I guess we are good to close the call then. Thank you once again, Umesh and Deepti, and see you guys in the next session.
Thank you, Mukesh. Thank
Thank
you,
you guys.
everyone.
Bye.
Thank you all.
Bye.
Have a great day.